Hi everyone, it's Holly Marie King, and we are back with the Emblem Knight's rough draft. And for some reason, my camera is not working. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So it's just gonna be a, 50-50 shot that we'll actually get to see my face while I read. But yeah, anyway, we are on chapter 9, which obviously is super short. But let's just jump in and get through it. So, chapter 9, is there any end? Alright, so, we now have exercises before dinner to do, Ray said, after lunch had been served and eaten. Yuri, you're in luck because our swords expert is here. Please tell me that it's John, Yuri said. I'm sorry to break it to you, girlie, but I'm the swords expert, Roy said irritably. Yuri glared at him. Girlie? She nearly snapped. Listen here, you child in a man's form. I probably know more about swords than you ever will, she shouted. Oh, really? Well, let me tell you something, girlie. I know more than you think I do, Roy said. The two looked daggers at each other. Let's get started. Okay, you two get an hour out to practice. Then Yuri will practice with me. Then I leave Joey to practice bows and arrows first. And finally he will practice with herbs before dinner, Ray said. That's only 2 hours, Yuri said. Well, first you practice for 2 hours, then we eat dinner, and finally before you get to go to sleep, we have to learn the many different weapons, abilities, and etiquette that we can fit in. So 2 hours of practice with the instruments are necessary in order to give us time to do the most important part of our practice, Ray said. How's learning about the things that we're going to use the most important part, Joey asked. Because the more we know about the things around us and the many different instruments at our disposal, we can use the better you can learn the things we can use. That is a very roundabout sentence, Ray explained. Besides, you have the privilege of becoming experts at 3 different types of weapon usage, John said, given the thought that the other 2 slowpokes will get here soon. Let's get started, Ray said, and they were off. Yuri and Roy didn't get much done since they argued just about the whole time, but they did learn a little more about each other's knowledge of swords. Joey got a little too excited when learning about herbs and accidentally removed John's dark purple hair. But lucky for John, he fixed it with his ability. Yuri came over to Ray after the hours finished and sighed deeply. How do you handle such an insensitive jerk? She asked him as she sat down next to him at the tree. Just hush for a moment and relax. I'm not training you until you do, Ray said. He sat cross-legged as he sat listening to the birds' songs. Yuri closed her eyes and fell into their song, slowly calming herself down. Why does that work so well? She asked him. I don't know, but it's another wonder of God's creations, Ray told her. Yuri snorted. What, you don't believe in God? How could a God take so much from my family? Yuri told him. If he was so great, why wouldn't they have lived? Ray said, if you hadn't had lost your parents, he said, looking up at the sky and looking back at her, would you have come to know us? Yuri stood and brushed her pants off. Yeah, but did he have to kill my parents? She asked him. Ray stuck his hands in his pockets. The Lord works in mysterious ways. You just have to learn to put your trust in him, and everything will turn out okay. How do you know that? Yuri said, standing next to him. Ray looked at her squarely in the face. I don't. It's called having faith. He began to walk away from her. Come on. We've wasted enough time. Ray's words always stuck with Yuri no matter what she did, and his words dug deep inside her that day. The way he spoke to her didn't sound like him. He wasn't really one to look deeply into something. Sure, he was wise, but he had never said anything so deep to her before. All he did was scratch the surface. Is one of your group members a deep person? She asked. Roy, while she learned about the many different axes that existed. Yeah? Why? Roy asked out seeming too interested in the problem. Because what you said to me didn't make sense. Did he have this discussion with you before too? She asked. He never taught me any. Oh, it is right. Okay. He never taught me anything about axes, Ray said, examining a double-sided blade. About faith in God, Yuri said, glaring at Ray. He did know once, but that was a long time ago. Besides, it had to do with Jack too. I don't feel like sharing with you, Ray said, not looking at her. Why not? Yuri asked. Ray dropped the axe on the table instead. Because I hate to talk about it. Now stop asking me so many questions, he shouted as he left. She's all yours, Roy. The group stared after him as he walked into the darkness. Ooh, Ray's getting mad. Sorry, I thought it was Roy, but it's actually Ray. Okay. Well, we are done with chapter 9, so that was quick and easy, right? But yeah, anyway, the final draft is actually available to buy. I will put the link in the description below on where you can go if you are interested. I understand if you're not interested after hearing the rough draft, but the final draft is a lot better, I promise. But yeah, well, as always, there's no pressure to buy it. It's just something that I did that's fun. But yeah, anyway, hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye!